why crowds drain you, and what your brain is really doing. If you hate crowds, your brain does this. Crowded places don't just feel uncomfortable to some people. They can feel overwhelming, draining, irritating, sometimes even unsafe. And it's not because you're antisocial. It's not because you're rude. It's not because you don't like people. It's psychology. In this video, we'll explore why some people strongly dislike crowded environments and what's actually happening inside the brain and nervous system when it happens. Because once you understand the mechanism, the experience stops feeling like a flaw and starts making sense. When people hear hates crowds, they often assume shyness, social anxiety, introversion, awkwardness. But many people who dislike crowds are confident, communicative, socially capable, comfortable one-on-one. They may enjoy conversation. They may enjoy connection. They may even enjoy hosting. They just don't enjoy chaos. They like people, just not sensory overload. That distinction matters because the difference lies in how the brain processes stimulation, not in personality flaws. Let's slow down and examine what a crowded space actually contains. Crowded environments overwhelm the senses. Loud, overlapping noise, constant movement in peripheral vision, unpredictable physical proximity, competing conversations, bright lights, shifting smells, background music, sudden touch. In a crowd, the brain must process all of this simultaneously. For some brains, this input is filtered efficiently. The nervous system categorizes, prioritizes, and discards excess information quickly. But for other brains, filtering is less aggressive. Instead of blocking background input, the brain processes much of it at full intensity. This is known as sensory sensitivity. And sensory sensitivity is not weakness, it's depth of processing. When stimulation exceeds the brain's filtering capacity, something subtle happens. The nervous system shifts into alert mode. Not panic, not danger, just alert. The body tightens slightly. Breathing becomes shallower. Muscles brace. Attention narrows. Even without conscious fear, the body prepares. Because unpredictability requires vigilance. And crowded spaces are highly unpredictable. You can't fully control who moves toward you, who brushes past you, who speaks loudly. Where will the next noise come from? To the nervous system, unpredictability equals potential risk, even when logically safe. Now let's talk about the amygdala. The amygdala is the brain's threat detector. It scans the environment for patterns that could signal danger. In crowded settings, people who dislike crowds often experience increased amygdala activation. The brain interprets the environment as unpredictable, uncontrollable, difficult to escape. And that interpretation triggers the fight or flight response, not dramatically, but subtly. You might feel tension in the shoulders, restlessness, irritability, hyper-awareness, and urge to leave. This happens automatically. Logic comes later. By the time you consciously think, I don't like this, your nervous system is already activated. This is an important distinction. Introversion describes where someone gets energy. It does not describe how they process stimulation. You can be extroverted and hate crowds, introverted and tolerate crowds, highly social and still feel drained by noise. Many people who dislike crowds are highly sensitive processors, their brains. Notice more details, track more emotional cues, register subtle environmental shifts. This increases mental load. Sensitivity is neurological, not emotional weakness. Crowds dramatically increase cognitive demand. In a crowded environment, your brain must monitor personal space, predict other people's movements, interpret facial expressions, filter conversations, avoid physical collision, stay alert. This constant monitoring is exhausting. It's invisible work. After crowded environments, people may feel mentally depleted, irritable, overstimulated, foggy, in need of silence. This isn't people exhaustion, it's processing exhaustion. The brain has been running at high capacity for too long. Not all brains process crowds the same way. Some individuals have stronger sensory gating. This means their brain automatically filters background noise and movement more aggressively. They experience reduced internal stimulation, less environmental intensity, faster recovery. For them, a crowd is stimulating, but manageable. For sensitive processors, it's immersive. And immersion drains energy quickly. Sometimes the brain learns this response. Past experiences such as panic in crowded spaces, feeling trapped, being overwhelmed in childhood, loud. Environments associated with stress can condition the nervous system. Even if you don't consciously remember an event, the body may remember the sensation. The nervous system forms associations. Crowd equals stress. And once learned, the response becomes automatic. When someone leaves a crowded place and feels immediate relief, the brain registers that. It learns avoidance equals safety. This reinforces the pattern, not because of weakness, but because the nervous system prioritizes regulation. The brain wants stability, it wants predictability, and leaving a crowd restores that. If you hate crowded places, it doesn't mean something is wrong with you, it means your brain processes stimulation deeply, reacts strongly to unpredictability, values control and regulation. You're not antisocial. You're not broken. You're wired differently, and that wiring deserves understanding, not shame. Understanding this isn't about labeling yourself. It's about reducing self-blame. It's about recognizing that your reaction has structure, it has logic, it has neurological roots, and once you understand it, you can respond with more awareness and less judgment. If this resonated with you, you might find value in the videos that follow. You're welcome to like, comment, or subscribe for more reflections on psychology and human behavior.